We are going to talk about null design pattern. A null object is an object with no referenced value or with defined neutral behavior. The null object design pattern, which describes the use of such objects and their behavior. A null object replaces check of null object instances. Instead of checking null values, null object reflects a do-nothing relationship. Such null objects can also be used to provide default behavior in case data is not available. Let's take an example of an employee where we have a real employee and a null employee. Both these classes will extend abstract class called abstract employee, which will have the methods such as isNull and getName. And real employee will have the real details of the employee. If there is no object or no values, then we use null employee. An employee factory will help us to create a method which will get the employee details of a particular employee. And we have null test class that will have main method to execute this scenario. Let's build this example and see how it works. Let's open our Visual Studio Code and create our first class, which would be an abstract class, abstract employee.java. Let's have these methods, abstract class, abstract employee, and let's create our methods. First, protected string name. This is a variable, and again we will have public abstract boolean is null. This is another method, public abstract string and getName. Let's create a new file called real employee.java. That will extend our abstract employee. And let's create a constructor, real employee, string name. This dot name equals name, and we will override the methods in abstract employee. First one would be public string getName. Within that, we will return name. Similarly, we will create one more method, public boolean is null, and this would be false because this is a real employee object. Let's go and create our null employee.java. Even this will extend our abstract employee. Within this, we won't have any name. We'll directly override our public string getName. As we do not have any name for null, we will return a string value saying no name available. And we have one more method to override public boolean is null, and this will return as true, return true. And now we create our employee factory.java. This is where we will first create public static final string array of names equals, we'll create their names, Jordan, David, and William. This is final string. And now let us create our method public static. Return type would be abstract employee, get employee, which will have string name. Within this, we will iterate through list of employees. I is less than names dot length and I plus plus. So we will iterate through all the names and we will check each one of the employee names of 0 index dot equals ignore case and the name that we passed in the parameter. Here we will return a new real employee object with name. If we don't find any of the employee name within the names, then we will return new null employee. So this is our factory method. Let's create our final class called nullTest.java. This is where we will have our main method. Within our main method, first let us create an abstract employee. 1 equals employee factory dot get employee, and we will pass Jordan. Similarly, we will create 3 more employees. We will rename these to employee 2 and 3, 4, and we'll pass the name as David, John, and Amanda. So we have created 4 employees here. Let's print out dot println emp1 dot get name. Similarly, we will print all the 4 names, employee 2 and employee 3 and employee 4. If you see our code now, there are 4 employees that we have created using the employee factory method by passing the names, and we would get the object, corresponding object here. Using that object, it could be a null employee or it could be a real employee. Based on that, we are just printing the name from each object here. Let's compile all these files. And run our main method. If you see here, it has printed Jordan and David, and the employee 3 and employee 4, it has printed as no name available. Because if you see in our factory method, we have created list of employees as Jordan, David, and William, but we didn't create any employees called John and Amanda. So it could not find those employees in the list. So it had printed no name available. So this is an example of null design pattern. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.